Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations in Agile. I'm the Agile Fairy, Tunde, and with me, as ever, is the Lean Angel, Bunmi. We just want to talk to you about all things Agile in a no-nonsense, easy to understand way that even if a 4-year-old we were talking to, they'll get it. So we just want to demystify things, and it's based on our experience, it's based on what we've done in there, and it's based on what we've learned. So, me, over to you.
Yes. So thanks for that intro, Tunde. Last time, or I think one of the previous times when we spoke, you talked about outputs and then you talked about outcomes. Do you want to
Okay.
expand on that?
Okay, yeah, because at the time I was talking about one of the biggest challenges. Well, let me put it this way: outputs, outcomes. There's actually a sequence to it. You know, in Agile they talk about chain of alignment, but like I said, I won't use that Agile word. But the thing is this: when we go into Agile, Agile is all about delivering value that the customer wants. So I have this saying: without the customer, there's no business.
That's right.
The big business that is worth its salt will say, if I want to achieve these things, it's the business, it's the customer that's going to pay for the things we want to achieve. Okay.
Mhm.
But for them to make that payment, we've got to give them experiences with our products, with our services. And for us to give us experience with our products and services, it means that the people doing the work need to be very clear about what needs to be done. And
Okay.
therein I coin. So here's the alignment, or here's the sequence. The work you do, so there's output, that's the effort, the work you do.
Okay.
There's the outcome, which is the result. There's the value, the result that the customer expects, and there's the impact.
Ah,
There's
okay.
the impact, which is what the business, the priorities, or the priorities or the desired achievement of the business.
Mhm.
So again, the business might say they want to make X amount of money. The business is not going to just wake up one day and have that money.
That's
Someone's got to pay for it. We want cost reduction. We want to be profitable. It all culminates in a number of customers buying X amount, but it also culminates in the people doing the work, delivering to the work to a certain level that satisfies the customer. So,
There's something you've said. Sorry to cut you midstream, but you've said
yeah.
it a few times around the customer and knowing what the customer wants. How do we know what the customer wants? Is that something that we can unpack in a different session?
It's something we can, yes. So what I'd like you to do, Lean Angel, is remind me in another session to talk about customer centricity.
Okay,
I'll talk
fantastic.
about customer centricity, but there's a step sequence here. If you're really in Agile, you'll be doing some work, output. If you're really in Agile, that work must give results.
Okay.
Results must satisfy the customer. That's when you've got value. So let me stay on value. So what is value? Value will say results. No, value is the work you select, then deliver to
Mhm.
yield results that satisfy the customer.
Okay,
So outcomes, results is not value until it satisfies the customer.
that's right.
And guess what I said there at the beginning? I said selected work. So the work you do, you're not just going to do any sort of work. You're going to
Mhm.
select the work based on the requirements of the customer, which we will delve more into when we do customer centricity and look at value from the customer's perspective.
I like what you're saying there, and it's making me think about quite a number of things because when you talk about selective work,
Yeah.
the things that you do in Agile is you lean and Agile is that you're trying to cut waste. You're trying to know what you're going to stop doing. So
Yeah.
maybe that's something we cover in another one of our conversations.
We should, from a lean perspective, when I talk about value, I say value is what the customer wants, when they want it, how they want it, and what they're prepared to pay for it. Now, I'll give you a bit of secret, and I'll give everybody. Engineers, I've worked with engineers. Engineers, there are 3 or 4 things about engineers. One, they're impatient. 2, they always need to follow process. 3, they're afraid to fail. But this is the 4th one. They
Mhm.
love perfection, and perfection is not value. So
No,
the customer might say, I want 6 things. You give them 10 because they're better. That's waste.
that is definitely waste.
We need to bring that up when we're talking about
As the
lean.
lean Agile angel, I tell you
Yes,
definitely that is waste.
that would be great. But
Yes.
rounding it off again, you've got outputs, you've got outcomes, you've got value, and you've got impact. And starting with the output is the work you do, but it doesn't stop there. That is where Agile transcends if you like, project management. It's not rewarding on the output, like I said the last time. It's
Mhm.
going beyond that.
And
Okay. We'll take
effectively,
more of that next
and so
time.
effectively, when we're working on our outputs, we need to have the outcome in mind. Otherwise, we're just delivering rubbish.
Precisely. It needs to be aligned, and that's why we call it alignment.
Awesome.
So this is why I said the work you select. There's two types of work. I
Mm-hmm.
say in Agile, there's work and there's meaningful work. If your work only becomes meaningful if you can tie it to outcomes, value, and impact. Otherwise, it's just work, and we may not satisfy the customer and not realize the impact for the business.
That's brilliant. There's so much to unpack there that we're going to cover in our next few sessions. Thank you so much, Tunde.
You're very welcome.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
See you
Bye.
next time. Arrivederci.
Bye bye.